coverage you can count on. This is an Erie News Now election update.
Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday to you. Isaac Petcash joining you from the Alert Desk on Erie News Now. Glad to have you in on this Thursday morning as we are continuing our election coverage you can count on here on Erie News Now. We're actually right now going to be going to a Trump campaign press conference, which is being held right now in Philadelphia. Let's take you to that right now.
Our team of 15 people will be headed in right now to observe the vote counting process. This is very important because, as you know, they have kept us away 30 to 50 to 100 feet with a barricade. They had a guy in there wearing a badge who is not a sworn law enforcement officer, keeping people away. This is not a matter for the Secretary of State or Supervisor of Elections. The U.S. Constitution and under the U.S. Constitution, the legislature has the right to make these laws which they have made, and a judge just confirmed that they must be followed. So we plan on entering that building right now and legally observing the voting process, because if there's one illegal vote that is cast, it takes away from the great men and women of Pennsylvania who came out and issued a legal vote. So thank you very much. Corey Lewandowski.
Listen, guys, democracy dies in darkness. This is the opportunity to shed light on what's going on inside this building. Our observers are going to be 6 feet behind every person who's counting these votes in accordance with the COVID protocols. This is a win for every person who's cast a legal ballot in the state of Pennsylvania. We're going to go in here right now. We're going to start watching what's going on, not from 30 feet away, not from 100 feet away, from 6 feet away. This is a win, and what you will see is the Democrats are going to try and stop this from happening. They're going to appeal this decision because they don't want the American people to know what's going on in here. It's time to go in and put some light on what's happening. Thanks for being here, guys.
Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, all these folks across the street, you should be allowed to observe and know what's happening with our voting process. That's why this is so important for all parties involved. Thank you. We're going to get our people inside.
Thank you so much.
So 264 electoral votes right now for Joe Biden. I want to apologize. We had an issue with the audio there. As you can see right now, we just got done with the Trump campaign press conference in Philadelphia, but we're giving you a look right now at the Electoral College map. Joe Biden currently leads 264 electoral votes to Donald Trump's 214 electoral votes. So at the moment, it's the Democratic challenger with the lead in that specific Electoral College map. You can see Nevada has still not been called. We're expecting vote to come in from the state of Nevada today, and the other states as well. Pennsylvania, like we were mentioning, that's where the Trump campaign just was. 20 electoral votes up for grabs right now. In the South, North Carolina is currently in the advantage for President Trump, But if we've heard from the state of North Carolina the last couple of days, they don't know if they'll be calling the state until next week. They said they have plenty of time to count the ballots, and they're not going to rush things, and they won't have all the information necessarily by next week. So it's possible that there may not be a call in North Carolina for quite some time. Then you move down to the state of Georgia. Right now, the state of Georgia has 16 electoral votes. This state is becoming ever so close. Right now, about 93% of the vote is in. Donald Trump leading by just less than a half a point. So a lot of things to consider when you look at the Electoral College map right now. But again, in the last couple of days, the Trump campaign has filed lawsuits in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Georgia. Michigan has already been called for former Vice President Biden. Pennsylvania and Georgia have not yet been called. So we're going to be with you all day today. We're actually going to be continuing our consistent live streaming of coverage, and that's going to start today at 3 p.m. as we are anticipating some more state numbers and potential state calls. So as this race gets closer, we want to continue to stay with you. We're going to be with you starting at 3 p.m. this evening. And, of course, any other breaking news announcements that we get before then will be on the air right here with you at the alert desk. So stay tuned. If you tuned into us on election night, it's going to be around the same sort of idea. We're going to be here at the alert desk talking with political experts and giving you the numbers of what could potentially be the presidency. Whether it's called today or whether it gets closer today, we don't know. But we are anxiously awaiting right now 4 states to be called: Nevada, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. Arizona, Michigan being called for former Vice President Biden. There are some networks that have not called Arizona yet, but we do have it in the Biden category. So we'll keep you all up to date with information here on ErieNewsNow.com. We, of course, again, are, like we said, still in limbo for these few states. But make sure to stay tuned on our social media sites and on our website for more information as we continue throughout.